Hi guys, I'm Katy B.
And I'm Rachel A.
And we have Brett Poirier with us today.
And he's an NBA analyst. We actually met him over Twitter. Pretty cool how social media connects people. He has a really great following. But today, we are going via Skype with him because he's all the way over on the East Coast. Brett, how are you doing out there?
I'm good. How are you guys doing in Cali?
We're good. It's way too hot out here today.
Yeah, I can't say the same.
So today we are going to actually be analyzing NBA hair.
Okay, so it's off season, guys. There's not much going on in the NBA, but this is something that's caught an interest in both Katie and I and in Brett. So let's start with J.R. Smith. Brett, what do you think about this guy?
Normal hair his entire career, a lot of tattoos, but his hair, it's always been cool, you know, just normal. And then this offseason, he goes and dyes it blonde. And now his coach, Mike Woodson, demands he dyes it back to his original color. So pretty interesting there. I don't know what I think about that, actually.
I think it's funny. It's kind of interesting. I've seen a lot of athletes actually going for that platinum look. I don't know why that's in. It's kind of like throwback Slim Shady.
Next up, we have Andrew Bynum, who he has no rhyme or reason for his hairstyles. It just seems to be off the wall to me. He's coming to Cleveland, though, which is my hometown, so I'm really hoping that he can kind of clean it up when he starts playing in Ohio. But, Brett, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like he plays 6 years of his career with normal hair, short, really clean style, and then whenever he has to sit out a year with injury, he goes crazy and just lets his hair go with it. I don't know about that. I'm not sure if I like the afro on him. It looks a little too big for him, so that's a look I don't approve of for sure.
Yeah, well, how about the even like crazier afro? He kind of looks a little bit like Sonic the Hedgehog when he's got it going a little sideways and spiky. I mean, I don't know what you're going for there, Bynum. Is that pulling the ladies for you? All right, so the next guy we're going to be talking about is Chris Andersen, better known as Birdman. We've seen him with his infamous faux hawk and his crazy tattoos. Brett, what do you think about Birdman?
Yeah, guys, I love his hair. He comes into the game for the little amount of minutes he plays, but he just comes in. He's so high flying, and his hair is perfect because it's spiked right up to the top. It's about 5 inches of hair. I think it's really cool. It gives him some extra height on the basketball court because he's not overly a tall player for his position. And I don't know, I think it adds an intimidation factor for him, so it definitely works on him.
I definitely would have to agree with the intimidation factor, and I would like to know what kind of gel he uses because 5 inches of hair standing straight up, that's a little impressive, Chris.
Guys, I disagree with both of you. It's a little creepy to me. I'm sorry, the tattoos in the hair are a little much for my taste.
Moving on, this guy is known for his beard, even only at the age of 24, James Harden. Honestly, Rachel and I got to meet this guy this summer, and his beard ran into me, and it is aggressive. I am so not a fan of this. Like, you need to shave that, James, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. Brett, what are your thoughts on James Harden?
Well, if I was a girl, I'd probably hate it. I don't know if I'd be down with it if I was his mother either, because I heard she doesn't like it. But as a basketball fan, as a dude who doesn't care what he looks like, I love it, actually. I think it's so cool. It's getting bigger every time. He could store stuff in there.
And now for one of the most infamous players for their tattoos, hair, and just overall kind of wackiness, Dennis Rodman, who has recently been seen on red carpets with some crazy hair. He took it to his life outside of the game. But Brett, I want to hear what your thoughts.
I don't know. It's different every day. Like, it could be green, blue, blonde. I don't know. I wish it could just be his natural color. Rodman's a cool dude, a great player, so I wish he'd keep it the way it is. But, you know, it's his choice, I guess.
You know, I actually have to disagree. As much as it's kind of weird and we've seen some really wacky hairstyles from Dennis Rodman, there have also been kind of some cool things. I personally was a fan of the leopard print and kind of the little swirly things he had going on every now and then.
And I have to say one thing, I really liked him on Celebrity Apprentice. Just throwing that out there.
That was the wackiest hair, though. If you guys haven't seen it, link in description below. You got to check out that hair.
All right, so we've talked about a bunch of players, their crazy hairstyles, and also how that translates to their game on the court. Now it's time to pick our favorite hairstyle of them all. Brett, I will let you start.
Yeah, for me, my favorite hairstyle is definitely Andersen in Cleveland because he's got a trend going on in Cleveland with the Cavs. They're giving out his Afro products at the games. it's a big thing for the little kids there, and they love his hair, and it's becoming a huge thing in all of Ohio. Rachel, obviously, you being from Ohio, you're probably really familiar with his hair and how popular it is there. It's the biggest part of his game. I mean, he's a great player too, but you just look at how much of a trend it has started in Ohio. I think it's hard not to recognize that hair, and it's so fluffy. I just love it. It's so cool.
Okay, Brett, props to you for mentioning someone from Cleveland. I like his hair too. Okay, what about your pick, Katie?
You know, I'm gonna have to say that Dennis Rodman is my all-time favorite, just because of his eccentric side and seeing, like, literally, Brett made a point, you never really knew what you were gonna get on a daily basis. His hair changed, like, dramatically. Green, leopard, purple, afro. Like, I think he wore wigs. Like, there's no way that this guy's hair grew like it did. It's just, he was my favorite.
LeBron James has to be my favorite. Guys, I'm really glad that he just went ahead and shaved it all off. You know, the hairline was going a little bit deep, and he just was like, you know what? Done with it. Shaved it off. Thought it looked really cool. Also, like the little afro that he had recently in an Instagram video. He was like channeling his Dr. J. So I'm hoping LeBron comes back to Cleveland with that bald head. You know, keep the headband on, come back with the bald head next season. Could have a winning hair team on our hands.
All right, so thank you so much, Brett, for sitting here and chatting here with us today. If you guys want to follow Brett, he has some great blogs and some great NBA insight. All of his links to his Twitter, his blogs, and everything will be in our description box below, so make sure you guys check him out. And make sure you guys subscribe to SportsBuddyz, and we will see you guys next week.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for having me. I had a blast today. High five.
Awesome. See you next time. Across my face. Rachel, do you hear that cricket? It's kind of awkward.
SportsBuddyz. And we're going to add, this doesn't make any sense. What am I supposed to say?
No, just be like, hi guys, I'm Katy B.
And I'm Rachel A.
And Wiener body balls.
And I'm just like, seems like more than one